Yo, what's up guys, welcome to my humble YouTube channel where I bring you fanfiction that will brighten your days. Before we start, a subscribe is greatly appreciated, and don't forget to leave a like and ring the bell icon so you won't miss exciting new fanfiction stories. Devil Flare Princess by Goodwin 761 Chapter 17, Island Adventures. Rimuru's POV. After I walked out of the room, I stayed around for the rest of the day listening to them. While sitting there, I realized I might have sounded like a bit of an asshole when I went in there. I didn't mean to make it sound like I would potentially be their enemy. Well, what's done is done and I can't go back and change it, so I guess I better make the best of it. Since I told Esdeath I would be gone for more than one day, I decided to try to figure out what was going on with these danger beasts that were terrorizing the outskirts of the capital since I told Night Raid not to worry about them. It did not take me long to find some of them, and man did they look ugly. They were pretty easy to kill in all honesty, and within a few hours I had managed to kill over 200 of them. Since I can tell they were man-made, I would imagine that was a decent percentage of them. I took a rest for a little and made myself some food since I had gotten so used to eating on a regular basis. Once I got up and was ready to head back out, it was the next day, and my plan was to kill some more, then go back to the palace tomorrow, since that is when I said I would be back. After hours of killing a variety of danger beasts, I made my way to the summit of a mountain in the evening. I could sense a danger beast and was going to go kill it when all of a sudden something, or more accurately someone, fell from the sky and landed in front of me. Once the smoke cleared, the person that landed and I just stared at each other for around 30 seconds before they asked in an excited voice, "Rimuru, is that you?" I just looked away while talking in a nervous tone. "Oh, hi Esdeath, fancy seeing you on this random mountain top at nightfall." In response, she came running over and hugged me to the ground and said, "It must be fate. Destiny brought us back together sooner than either of us expected. We must be fated to be lovers." I couldn't help but sweat drop at her logic, but it is definitely nicer to see her than another ugly-ass danger beast. Once she finally got up, she asked, "So what are you doing here fighting danger beasts instead of coming back to the palace to sleep with me?" I decided to try to impress her. She may already think of me inhumanly highly, but I think this should make her drop her suspicion. I thought if I could find the source of these danger beasts and who created them when I got back, you would be proud of me. Once I said that, Esdeath looked at me completely shocked, then she started blushing uncontrollably before saying, "Baka, I'm already proud of you. After all, you are one of the strongest people I know and you don't even have a Tegu yet. Also, what exactly do you mean by the person who made these beasts?" I couldn't help but blush to what she said out me, but I would rather change the subject to the real reason I was here. These new danger beasts resemble Dr. Stylish's work, and since he is dead, I suspect someone is making or releasing them on purpose for some reason, and I am here for their head. Esdeath nodded. I had similar suspicions, and since we both think so, it is definitely true. Well, now that we are both together, it should be easy to find the culprit. As she finished talking, I could tell from a movement of her eyes she sensed someone too, but I beat her to it. "Whoever is there, come out now or you will be dead before you can run." When I said that, a cloaked tan man came out from behind a rock. He had a cocky smile, which annoyed me since both Esdeath and I could no doubt beat the absolute shit out of him. I'm surprised it wasn't the Empire's strongest who sensed me. I guess I really should stop my fun with those beasts. Esdeath then spoke. "I see, so you are the one who released them. Then I shall take your head to the Emperor and minister." The man pulled out a device from his pocket and spoke. "I don't think so." Then all of a sudden a large purple circle with a strange symbol appeared below us. I was going to run out of it, but saw Esdeath standing there ready to take whatever it was head on, so stayed where I was. Then the man yelled, "Shambhala." After that my eyes widened and there was a bright flash. Once I opened my eyes, I saw a beach in front of me. I saw Esdeath to my right and looked at her as she opened her eyes from the flash. "It appears we have been teleported." Esdeath looked at me. "We could be in an illusion. Here, let me slap you to make sure." I knew we were teleported because I had been searching for Shambhala for a while and knew it had the spatial attribute, but decided to play along. I closed my eyes ready for a slap, but it didn't come. When I was about to open my eyes, I felt something soft on my lips and opened my eyes to see Esdeath making out with me. In my surprise, I opened my mouth to talk, but as I did, Esdeath stuck her tongue into my mouth and started exploring it. Since I had never kissed a girl on the lips, I had no clue what I was supposed to do, so I just stood there dumbfounded. After about a minute, Esdeath finally let up and stepped back, and seeing the look on my face, got a little worried. Was it not good? That was my first kiss, so I didn't know what to do exactly. I just started blushing furiously while looking down. It was nice. It was my first kiss too. I could see Esdeath start to blush too and decided to change the subject. Well, we should explore this island we are stuck on and try to find a way off of it. It could be a nice vacation too. Esdeath looked happy, then used her eyes to make a pillar to see the entire area. As I expected, it was a barren island in the middle of the ocean. Esdeath's pav while I was looking at the island Rimuru and I were currently stuck on. All I could think about was spending time with him on this island and getting more physical in our relationship. While thinking about it, I could feel myself getting hot. As if to interrupt my thoughts, I heard a loud sounds and looked to the side and saw a giant creature coming out of the water. It must be some kind of danger beast. For taking me out of my thought about my Rimuru, I am going to kill this thing. Rimuru noticed it and got ready as well. I used my Tegu to make a large amount of ice lances, then yelled, "Weiss Schnabel!" At that moment all the icicles went into the target and it went down on its knees. After a few seconds it got back up. Looking at the thing's forehead, I saw a weak spot and used my other skill, Growlhorn. When I said this, a massive spike shot out of the pillar we were standing on and shot towards the beast. To my annoyance, the beast dodged it. When I was preparing my next attack, I saw Rimuru run down my pillar at a breakneck pace with his sword drawn. When I was watching him, I noticed something that caught me completely off guard. His sword was covered in black flames. He is the assassin of black. No way. While I looked on in shock, he cut the weak spot with the sword and then the beast began to burn in black fire. In a matter of seconds the entire head was burned to dust. What power! Rimuru is even stronger than I thought. He really is the best. While I was completely distracted, another large monster started pounding on the pillar I was standing on. Since I was distracted, I lost my balance and slipped momentarily before I caught my balance and slid down the side to take out this one. When I was about to use my ice ability, I caught a glimpse of a black glyph under the monster and instinctively dodged to the side away from it. While I was in the air, I made a platform to get a foothold for a moment while I watched. Not a second later, a massive pillar of black flame burst out of the ground and annihilated the danger beast. Once I landed, I saw Rimuru walking over. It looked like he was slightly fatigued. Maybe he can't use that fire very much. That would explain why he keeps it so hidden. I can't help but feel my affection for him grown. Do I care that he was attacking Imperial Army supplies and manufacturing facilities? Of course not. If anything, I think it is just hotter, like those flames. While he was walking over, he just gave an awkward smile and said, "I guess I'm exposed." I just ran over and kissed him again. This time I could tell he was started to enjoy it since his tongue started moving around too. Once I broke it, he looked at me surprised. "You aren't mad I'm the one who attacked all those Imperial facilities and transports?" I just pulled him close and said, "It only made me like you more. You are so much stronger than I imagined. If you want to pay me back for keeping such a secret, use it on me." He just looked at me confused. "Use what?" I just giggled. "You flames. I want you to hit me with them. If I can't defend from it, then I am too weak to be worthy of you. It seems you can't use a lot of them, so if I can take one, then I am still much more powerful than you, but if not, then I am a weakling that isn't strong enough to live." He just looked at me like I was crazy, but I am dead set on it. If he won't do it, I'll make him. After a few seconds he nodded. "I understand, Esdeath. I'll use it, but be careful, these burn extremely hot, so you will have to use everything you have to defend yourself." I just nodded and took a dozen steps away and prepared myself. He counted down and threw a wave of fire at me. I made a shield and blocked it. It melted the shield but stopped before me. I could tell it was much weaker than what he used earlier and got a little annoyed. He thought I was too weak to take the full power. "Use your full power. Are you insulting me? You think I can't take a hit? I'll show you who is strong if you don't think I can handle some fire just because it is black." I could see him look a little shocked but nod. "Okay, here comes the real deal, but please be careful, it will be much more powerful than the last one." I saw him creating a ball of black fire in his hand. I could tell it was much stronger than the last one. Finally, a real challenge. I am not stupid though. That last attack did melt through a lot more ice than I though for its size, so I won't underestimate this attack. When he was about to throw it, he stopped and said, "I am low on energy, so after this I won't be able to use more of my power or I will pass out. I'll be in your care, so don't die, okay?" I couldn't help but have an insane grin on my face. Once he started throwing it, I yelled, "Hagelsprung!" This created a massive ball of ice. This time I made it with me in the center of it as a protective area around me. Once the ball of flame hit the ice, it exploded into a dome of fire so hot I could feel it even in all of this ice. I could feel the ice around me melting at a ridiculous pace and used a large amount of power to reinforce it. Once I thought it was over, I let up, and because of my carelessness I didn't realize that my foot was exposed and was getting burned until it was too late. I underestimated the attack and let up too early. I could have made more ice, or the ice I made strong using more power, but I didn't, and now my right foot and ankle and left toes are burned extremely badly. Damn it. I cursed myself for being careless and stupid as I limped over towards Rimuru, who was breathing heavily and laying down on the ground. Even though I got hurt, I am still extremely happy that he could make such a powerful attack. If he gets tired like that, he can't beat me in a real fight unless he takes me by surprise, but it is still very good. While I was walking over, Rimuru looked up and saw my feet and started freaking out. Death, your feet. I'm so sorry. I knew I shouldn't have put all my power into that attack. Please accept my apology. He looks really scared and sad. I wonder if he is starting to care about me too. I knew Bowles was right. If I am persistent enough, he will fall in love with me sooner or later. Seeing how he was worried about me made the pain completely disappear, as I felt my heart beating so fast it might jump out of my chest. I just hugged him and said, I am fine with receiving such an injury if it is from you, and such a splendid attack. Knowing you care as well makes it even more worth it. Knowing you are tired and defenseless, I wonder what I could do to you. I could see the relieved look on his face while I spoke. I wonder if he will finally fall for my seductions? While I was fantasizing, he spoke. Death, I have one thing to tell you and a question for you as well. Both of them need to be kept a secret. Can you promise you can keep them a secret? I just nodded. If it is for Rimuru, I'll keep any secret. Okay, first, this might be a little disappointing for you, but I don't have a son. I just looked at him confused. Of course we don't have a son, we haven't even had sex yet. I could see he was exasperated by my response. I wonder if I am missing something. No, Death, I mean I don't have a penis. I'm sorry since you keep trying to seduce me, but I can't have sex. I was born without a penis or vagina, so I am androgynous, but think of myself as a boy. As he said that, I felt my internal lust evaporate instantly. I can't help but think that it all makes sense now. After all, from what I have seen from my soldiers, they all are very eager to have sex all the time, so it was really surprising when he always changed the subject whenever I tried to seduce him. When I asked some of the soldiers at the palace, they even told me that any man would be seduced by an erotic body like mine. It was annoying. I had to bribe them to get them to give me a straight answer since they were so scared of me. I didn't know what to say for a second, but collected my thoughts and said, that's fine. We can get around an obstacle like that easily. Do you think my love for you is driven by my lust for your body? You are very attractive, but I love who you are more than that. After I said that, we both started blushing to an insane extent. I could see his face was redder than blood, and I feel mine was a similar color. After a brief silence, he spoke, thank you for your kind words. As for my question, if I could heal your feet, but I could only do it if you agreed to a few conditions, would you? I instantly replied, even if I am not mad I got hurt like this, it would prove rather troublesome for the future if I couldn't walk properly. Since it is you, I will go along with any conditions as well. He smiled at me and said, what you are about to see and feel must stay between us. Please promise me you will never tell anyone else about this, okay? It would prove extremely troublesome if you did. I nodded instantly, and I saw him bring some light blue glowing orb of some kind out of his jacket pocket. I was mesmerized by its appearance for a few seconds before he looked at me with a look that said, ready? Once I nodded, he placed the orb on one of my feet and I instantly felt the effect. As I watched, I felt a warm feeling throughout my body as the skin on my foot and legs started to rehydrate and heal. Even the skin that was destroyed was growing back before my eyes. To my astonishment, even my foot that had been almost entirely burned off grew back in seconds. Just what kind of item is that? I even felt my entire body feel energized and healthy. Even old scares nowhere near my feet got healed. Once it was done, I tackled Rimuru again and pulled him into my chest. I wonder, since he doesn't have a gender, if he enjoys this or not. I like the feeling though, so I am going to keep doing it. When I looked at him, I saw him thinking, so I asked, is there something you're looking for or want? I will do whatever I can to help you, especially after you healed me, even after my carelessness was the reason for my injury in the first place. I saw Rimuru look at me seriously. I hadn't really seen him this serious, so I know it must be important to him. Then he said in a flat voice, I want what I have been looking for this entire time. I want Shambhala. The end.